I don't know about you, but there are times where I feel overwhelmed. And yes, I'm a believer, but if I'm being honest, sometimes prayer and fasting just don't immediately lift the enormity and the weight of life or how it can make me feel. So, look, if you've been feeling overwhelmed on your job, in your business, at church, or even with your family life,
Welcome to Loving Life with Laine.
Hey lovelies, welcome to Laine's Love Language, self-love that is. I want to bring you a live weekly affirmation because I do not know if putting them on the end of my small business videos are as impactful. So I decided to do this as a live recording just for you. Well, not just for you, but also I want to encourage myself. I've been going through it lately, ladies, and I just don't have the strength to fake the funk or act like I haven't had struggles to stay positive or optimistic. So I started giving myself morning pep talks. And I'm going to share some of the portions of them with you. Too many of us live by like these imaginary rules and overblown fears, and it's plagued by this nagging external voice from like social media or social networks, family, friends. And the voice in our head is constantly saying, what if I fail? The fears and the emotions of the imaginary judgments that we have and the competition in our heads can leave us feeling like really overwhelmed. And feeling overwhelmed will make us become reactive rather than proactive. You know, you can end up depressed, right? So you become less present. You are more easily distracted. You might even start to look outwardly for a validation, like looking to see how many likes you got, how many shares you got, or counting the number of compliments you got on the new whatever it is. You just fill in the blank, your car, your shoes, whatever. Um, Ladies, lovelies, let me just let you in a little secret. Life is not a competition with anyone but you, yourself, and you. So the people that you think are concerned about you, thinking they might be judging you, waiting to fail, they are likely like too busy being preoccupied with their own life to be focused on what you're doing. And setbacks are and failure are part of success. And if you are not willing to like fall off a bike, don't even think about trying to learn how to ride one, because it's gonna happen, right? So you got to be willing to visualize your success and tell yourself, I will not be in this situation forever, because this too shall pass. I remember when I was growing up, my Aunt Phil, she used to tell me, she said, Tanika Laine, nothing is always, nothing lasts always. The only constant thing in life is God, she would say. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So we have to create our peace. Since that peace is possible, and repeat after me. From now on, I'm going to bask in my peace. I might be tired, but as long as I can feel my heart beating and blood is flowing through my veins, I can still experience the miracle of being here, being present in the moment, in this situation right now, today. Give yourself some grace, honey, especially if you are in a funk like I've been, right? We all know what it feels like to feel anxiety and get brain fog, or even have overactive thoughts that prevent us from sleeping and changes and impacts our mood. And at that point, it's hard to get motivated.
I noticed that part of my video cut off as I was getting ready to upload it, but what I was saying was sometimes it's hard for us to even show up for ourselves when you become so overwhelmed that you every little thing becomes like a really hard task. And it is. And I experienced it. I've experienced it a lot since my sister passed, but you know, you also have to take into, like I said, those are external factors you can't control. You have to take those things into consideration. when you're trying to determine whether or not it is something that you can do something about, how we react to it. We do get to do that, and praise God for that, right? It kind of reminds me of the N.E.R.E. song that says, "There's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh, and you better thank God for that." There's hope.
See, when we allow the fear of the unknown, worry, failure, and insecurities to cripple our potential, we become overwhelmed, and our natural gifts can't breathe. They are suffocating, sis. Give your gift some oxygen. Sis, take that S off your chest. You can only do one thing at a time. You can only take one breath at a time. Focus on one thing and see it through. Choose one emotion to completely process. Trust that you're not in a race and you are on your way to being where you need to be. And trust you will arrive where you need to be at the appointed time. Not sooner, not later, but just at the right time. I found an inspirational quote that says, "I'm in the exact place I need to be to get to where I want to be. And I could start from here for now." You don't have to have everything all together. There are times when we are overwhelmed due to external factors, stuff we can't control. But oftentimes it's from us putting too much on our plate or putting ourselves in situations we shouldn't be in. Not only do we put too much on our plate, we try to digest it all in our system at one time. You know what happens when you overeat. And what I've learned is that there is no magic potion that we can take to ease all of our responsibilities and pain or whatever, but there are things we can do to reduce our anxieties. Since if your plate is full, if it's already full, you do not need to volunteer to do that extra whatever. If your plate is already full, you do not need to take on more responsibility than you already have. If your plate is full, you do not need to be afraid to say no. You don't need to babysit. You don't need to do any of that stuff. It's okay to create some healthy boundaries. Our true growth pathway to freedom from feeling overwhelmed comes from not sweating the small stuff, not biting off more than we can chew, and focusing on the process. Sis, you can do one thing at a time, but you can never do all things all the time. Sis, recognizing and implement no small changes of your limitations over a period of time, that will change everything for all times. One day you'll look up and find yourself giving thanks for the very thing you're hoping for and praying for today. You're asking for freedom, but you're in control of it. One day you will see that you will have everything that you needed as long as you digest what you can, don't put more on your plate than you can handle. Leave the dishes in the sink. Leave the laundry. Sometimes it just don't hurt to do that. We try to do everything. Tell your boss you can't stay late. Tell you not, like I said, no kids, I can't take you to the game this weekend. No, not this. Just sometimes you got to say no. Tell your siblings you need help caring for that elderly parent. Tell your spouse you need help with the kids. Go take a walk. Hang out with your friends. Do something fun that you guys like to do together. Whatever it is. If it's crafting, underwater basket weaving, parasailing, skiing, whatever it is, do what you got to do for you so that you can be whole. There's a lot of things we can't control what happens to us, but we can be intentional about how we think about the issues that overwhelm us. Thinking positively and proactively about the pep talks that we have with ourselves is going to greatly impact our thinking and our actions. So you got to tell yourselves, you are the ish. Clear your plate and start feeling good, sis. You deserve it. All right? Until next time.